This is Ranger Kidwell-Ross, editor of WorldSweeper.com and the director of the World Sweeping Association. Today, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you probably, and we'll learn more about the magazine that many people would consider to be the top magazine in the asphalt contractor sweeping area. Today we will be, and what magazine is that? Pavement Maintenance and Management, it used to be called. This is the first issue that was in, I believe, 1986. Yes, October of 1986 is when this was first started. And today, I'll show you who we get to speak with. We're talking with Jessica Lombardo, and she is editor-in-chief of Asphalt Contractor as well as Pavement Maintenance. And we also have with us Dormy Roberts, who is the associate editor, and I might say new associate editor for Pavement Magazine, although it's not, she's not new to the industry. She's been around a good bit. And so let me pull this into gallery view and take it away. Tell us about what we can expect now that the venerable and much respected, and I might add, recipient of World Sweepers award for being the best on the planet in a particular year is gone as of the start of this year. And what can we expect?
Yeah, so I'm Jessica Lombardo, editor-in-chief, and Ranger, we're so happy to be here with you today. We definitely miss Allan Heydorn a lot. He was an integral part of this magazine and of this industry for many, many years, and he made this magazine what it is today. And with Dormy and I stepping in to take over the editorial, we do not plan to change very much of what he had going on, because the content is exactly what our readers want to see. We're here to help you guys solve problems, answer your questions, provide best practices, and really give the industry a voice. And so we don't plan to change much on the print side. We think that Allan did a great job and we miss him dearly, but we know he's just a phone call away, and we got big shoes to fill.
And as Jess touched on, I mean, the tradition of Pavement Magazine has been around for 35 years, as Ranger showed that first edition when it was Pavement Maintenance and Management. And like Jess said, we're not going to change anything in the magazine, but we are going to amp up our social media efforts, start doing podcasts, start doing video series, because that's what our readers are interested in. On their commute to work, they want to pop on a podcast about something relevant in the industry so they can continue to build their business better. So that's where we're headed in the pavement magazine industry. And we hope that our readers continue to love what we deliver, and it's going to be a great 2021.
Yeah.
Well, I know it will be. And you're right. Something I've learned through the World Sweeping Association, I've interviewed over 100 contractors and asked them about the things, not just, we started when Grandpa Bill, began a sweeping operation with a broom and a dustpan or something back in '65. But tell us reasons why you've become a good contractor. What are some best practices you've learned? What are some advantages, competitive advantages? And they really love those. You can be shuffling papers or, as you say, driving with windshield time, and you can listen to those. So,
yeah, this industry, it really has a rich history, and that's something that I think Dormy and I both really love. We love hearing stories about how people got into their business, how they've overcome challenges over the years, economic downturns, recessions, loss of employees, and how they've come out of all of that and been better for it. So, I mean, this industry is so special in that way, and we just can't wait to hear even more stories from sweeping contractors.
Well, and one of the things that that you have as an advantage, and I share with that as well, is we can keep kind of track of the big picture of what's going on. And when you're there in day-to-day operations and trying to keep your business solvent and that sort of thing, it's really hard to keep up with the latest bulletin from the CDC, for example, which I'm putting out today as On the 1st and 15th, I put out a WSA member update by email to our members. And today I'm including the fact that the CDC is saying they expect this new strain of coronavirus to be the prominent strain by March, and the importance of, maybe double masking or those kinds of things. And we have the ability to have that overview and give them ideas of that, as well as, other things. One of my favorite stories lately was learning that Allan, the weekend before he took on as the editor of Pavement magazine, seal coated his own driveway. With lots of mess and problem and trips back and forth, and didn't even know we could call a contractor. So anyway, elaborate a little bit more on what you want to do with social media and that kind of thing. I know your For Construction Pros website is, which is just like it sounds, folks, For Construction Pros, and it's not a number of construction pros, it's FOR. .com, and that is a wonderful resource for contractors out there in any aspect of pavement maintenance.
So to touch on social media a little bit more, I mean, everybody has the app on their phone, their Facebook, their Instagram, LinkedIn, things like that. We really want to get to the contractor on that level. So delivering them helpful tips that way, or some infographics, or even a funny picture of somebody that dumped a truck of asphalt in front of the paver. We all know that the paver operators hate that. Yeah. So engaging the contractors on a different level than just the magazine.
And Ranger, you mentioned that, sometimes contractors are not up to date on that latest news, CDC guidelines, OSHA guidelines. We can be that resource, especially on social media with that breaking news. So if they follow Pavement Maintenance Magazine on social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, we're going to make sure that we're posting that relevant information as soon as we have it, so they know that they can stay a step ahead of what's coming as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It used to be that business was pretty straightforward, but these days it's just not anymore. There's just so many aspects to be able to have a safe business. And as an example today, we're taping this in January of 2021, when the coronavirus is running, well, it's the most deadly that it's ever been throughout the year we've already endured. And if one of your employees tests positive, then all of your employees may have to go be quarantined. So even tips like that, where you can separate your workforce and not have everybody in the break room at the same time, or not have an indoor meeting with everybody at the same time. Those kinds of things, have taken on new relevance, because it could mean the closing of your business or being able to stay open.
Absolutely. And we have tons of resources already that kind of discuss those best practices for keeping your crew safe on our website now. So, forconstructionpros.com is a great resource for all contractors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sure is. Let's talk about the sweeping industry in particular. Now, I know Pavement Magazine covers, a lot of aspects besides just sweeping, but one of the things that we have all been challenged with, you, me, Allan, everybody, is getting sweeping contractors more involved in the wonderful thing of winning an award. And they're out there, they're waiting. And so, I don't know how we do that, but let's talk about the achievement awards that Pavement gives out each year for sweeping and top contractors. And I know some number of sweeping contractors also do lots of maintenance work, and a number of maintenance contractors do some sweeping. So what are those awards?
Yeah, so we have 2 award kind of programs. And so in our June-July issue, we do our top contractor list. And those lists are comprised of contractors who submit to us information about their business. They send in the equipment they use, the types of services they provide, and the breakdown of the business services that they give. And so we compile those lists and we crunch the numbers, and we come up with the top lists of paving, striping, seal coating, contractors, and we used to have a sweeping list. And so we hadn't had a lot of interest from sweeping contractors. So we've actually had to drop that list. So one of Dormy and I's biggest things that we want to accomplish this year is bringing that sweeping list back and getting those sweeping contractors more engaged with us. And these lists are great advertising for your company. You get plaques, you get a logo that says your company was recognized by a national brand, that you are a top sweeping company in the country. And so we just think it's a great promotional thing, and it's great recognition for the hard work you're already doing. And it takes basically, I think, 7 minutes to fill out the form. I think was
that's way too long. I could never do that. To gain
we'll try to cut it down.
No. You got to make it. It's got to be 3 minutes in this culture or nothing.
Yeah. And then, go ahead.
No, it's just amazing that we don't get enough sweeping contractors out of the 1,500, 2,000, whatever there are out there, to submit that to that. It's just amazing to me.
And then, I don't know, Dormy, do you want to talk about the pavement awards that are coming up?
Yeah, so that's another award program that we have. The nominations are due by middle of November, beginning of December. So this year we're announcing them. We usually announce them live at NPE. This year there's 13 different contractors and companies, influential people in the pavement industry, and we're actually awarding 2 awards for sweeping contractors. So the sweeper of the year and a cutting edge sweeper. So cutting edge is any technologies, education, things like that betters themselves in the business. So that's yet another awards program that sweeping contractors can get their name in front of our readers, and it builds your business to be more credible in front of your customers.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not now, sweeping contractors watching this, now's the time, because there aren't a lot of people entering. So you can, you might be able to make the grade, whereas you wouldn't be able to in a couple of years from now. So really keep that in mind. And the accolade is the same. So, and it is really helpful. When you put that out, you can put it on your letterhead, your logo, your business. You can hand out flyers just for that. I mean, it's fabulous. And it's not just for 1 year. I mean, you can get the recognition that it happened last year, the year before, so forth too. So it's really a long-lasting accolade that I certainly encourage every sweeping contractor listening to this that has more than, let's say, 2 sweepers, nominate your business.
And like you said, Ranger, it's really hard to conduct business right now. And these award programs are free to enter, and they can really set your business apart from a competitor. We post the winners on our social media, so they show up in Google searches, and customers are Googling your company, Googling sweeping companies before they make any phone calls. So, the more your name is associated with these type of positive events, the better your business is going to stand out.
Yeah, there's just absolutely no question with that. And you have a lot more social media reach than any sweeping company is going to have too. So, you can go to somebody and say, hey, I'm really good, and here's why, and I've done this, and I'm great, and so forth. But when it comes from someone else, then that means you fooled some of the people all the time. And we know that that's better than singing in the shower. It's a lot better if you're on the stage in Carnegie Hall. So the awards at Pavement Magazine really is much closer to representing Carnegie Hall than your shower. So get those applications in, you guys. So let's say somebody has a great sweeping company, and they think, somebody ought to write an article about me. Is that possible to have that happen in pavement?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. We usually showcase a contractor or company in every issue. It's called the Contractor Snapshot. Mm-hmm. It's just a story about how the company came about, what they're doing in the industry, how to make them better and stand out against the competition. And we try to focus on our sectors as well as sweeping. And we would love to hear stories about what you're doing in your communities, your jobs, what challenges you're facing, and how we can help you be a better business. So any ideas that any contractor has, definitely send them our way. And we'd love to have a conversation.
Yeah, Ranger will have our emails. Our email inbox is always open. And if you're doing something that, you maybe don't think that you think that is important to the industry that other contractors should be doing, let us know, because we're kind of all in this together. You might have competitors in your market, but if you're a member of WSA, you know that this industry is close knit and that, we stick together, and if one wins, we all win. Sweeping is going to always be important. So reach out to us. We always love to hear from you.
Well, and it's so integrated with all of the other different kinds of aspects of the industry. Anybody that's in sweeping, I tell them, they should also investigate striping and seal coating and so forth. And if nothing else, handle that for their customers, talk to local striping contractors or seal coating contractors and, so forth. And the way to learn how to enter an industry or in a side aspect industry, there's no better way than, reading Pavement magazine, going to the trade show. Unfortunately, we're not doing that this year, but usually if you go to the National Pavement Expo, which you're not the sponsor of anymore, but certainly, were for many years and are also, hand in hand, that too is an aspect that helps our industry. So learn about those things through the articles in Pavement and at For Construction Pros and at World Sweeper and so forth, and learn how to integrate your business horizontally is better than relying on one portion of industry. So, and by the way, sweepers are a lot more expensive than a seal coating machine or a striping machine. So there's that too.
We're still the official magazine of the National Pavement Expo, and we actually are going to be unveiling the award winners during their virtual education conference at the end of February. So we're still very much in tune with NPE and with those speakers and getting all of that relevant content about how to kind of expand your business so that you aren't just focused on one service. You're kind of that one-stop shop for your customers. So that's a great point, Ranger.
Yeah, it's so important. If somebody is sweeping at let's say $50 a night for sweeping, and somebody comes in and says, hey, I can do this for $45 a night. If that's all you're doing is sweeping, why wouldn't the customer really think, well, I'm saving $5 a night, that adds up. But if you're the one-stop shop that when they call and they have a problem with any aspect of their pavement and exterior maintenance and so forth, and they call you and they get the solution they need, whether you handle it also or whether you work with local, quality striping companies, seal coating company, or people that put in wheel stops or whatever there is, that makes you indispensable. They are not going to switch for $5 a night.
Right.
And so anyway, keep that in mind, folks out there watching this. How does somebody get a subscription to Pavement magazine? I know it's $5,000 a year. So it's a lot of people are going, no, is that wrong? It's
Yes.
Is it only $1,000 a year now?
It's free.
It's free. Well, if it's free, then everybody should be getting it. Like I must say I am. And so look, folks, it is free to get a copy of Pavement magazine. And I believe it's 8 times a year. Am I right with that? Okay, 8 times a year, you can get its full featured magazine, Pavement Maintenance and Reconstruction, in your mailbox. And how you would do that would be to, your turn.
So you're going to visit forconstructionpros.com/magazine. So that has our whole portfolio of every brand that we cover on For Construction Pros. You're just going to scroll down a little bit and find Pavement, and there's a subscribe button right there.
And as I recall, you are also the editor-in-chief for Asphalt Contractor.
I am, yes.
Or you are, whoever is. We should talk about that too. Are there other magazines that they could be looking at it for construction pros that would, possibly?
Yes, so a lot of paving and pavement maintenance contractors, they also do concrete. So we have a concrete contractor magazine, which focuses on that. Asphalt contractor focuses on heavy highway road building, those bigger projects. And then we have Equipment Today, which focuses on the big heavy machinery that we're using to do these jobs. We have for construction pros, the portal, and then we have a rental magazine, which focuses on, if you don't necessarily want to buy that equipment, you need to rent it for certain jobs. Rental is going to show you kind of how to do that best.
Okay, there.
So you can subscribe to all those magazines there on that portal.
Okay.
And the content on forconstructionpros.com is also free to read. So you just do a little search, how to best seal coat, best practices for sweeping, whatever you're looking for is all there for free on that portal as well.
All right.
And to mention,
We may have covered. Yep, please.
and to mention, some sweeping contractors might do snow removal in the northern half of the country. So 3 times a year, Snow Pro is delivered with Pavement magazine too.
Okay. Yeah, also good to know. When it's snowing, it's really hard to sweep.
Yes.
The hopper fills up quite quickly, and it's nothing that any of us want to be out there doing. So you're right. The whole northern tier, a lot of those folks also handle snow. So not usually with a sweeper. There are a few out there that actually put a snow plow on a sweeper, which is a dumb idea. I'm sorry. That may be something you do out there, listener, and that's dumb that you would use a $100,000 machine when you could use a 4x4 pickup truck. So anyway, I hesitate to leave our watchers with me telling some of them are dumb, but in this case, I think we have covered what we need, and it's been very informative. And I must say, at risk of, some people saying I shouldn't, it's more pleasant to do this than it was with Allan too. It's just how it is. And taking nothing away from Allan. So we've been talking with Jesse Lombardo and Dormy Roberts, and you already know what they do and how well they do it. And if you don't get their magazines, check out For Construction Pros, and you'll be the better for it, and your business will be as well. So thank you very much, ladies. And it's a Friday, so we get a weekend pretty soon. That'll be good too.
Thanks, Ranger, for having us.
You bet. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care.